All right. LDBC, LDMMAC. This is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live. Hey man, I got my main man right here, the best. When I say the best, okay, you don't know about him too much, but hey, about two years, 1.5 years, maybe even a year, you're gonna hear about this man. This man is probably one of the best mitt coaches, striking coaches in the world. My man Mittman, Joe Pereida. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, bro, I'm glad to be here talking to you, man. I've been really itching to talk to you again, man. And
Likewise,
so Joe, man, Joe, you got a lot of stuff going on right now, man. Over at Dominion MMA, man, you got a lot of stuff going on.
yeah,
Um,
we
Go ahead, sir.
yeah, man. A lot of good things going on. You know what I'm saying? Just working, hustling, doing what I gotta do. Um, got a couple good fighters that have fights coming up in October. Yeah, man, we're definitely looking forward to that.
Man, it's one fighter, Joe, that I gotta talk about, man. Your boy Ray Rodriguez. That's a stone cold killer, man.
Yeah, actually, Ray Rodriguez, he trains out of Ohana Academy.
Hmm.
Uh, I just, I just got blessed, man, with becoming his boxing coach. So I that's part of my job. I travel outside of the gym that I'm at, and I go work with different fighters. So I've been fortunate enough, man, to be able to land that and be his boxing coach, man. So he has a big fight coming up October 19th in Belton, Texas. It's the main event on the LFA card. So he's definitely something special. He's somebody that he's really somebody to look out for. So I've been fortunate, man, to work with him and some other solid fighters, man, that represent different gyms. It's pretty cool.
Now, will you get to actually, do the hand wraps and, get to be in Ray's corner on that fight on the 19th?
Yes, sir. I will be definitely in his corner. So I'm looking forward to helping him out and helping his other coaches too from Ohana Academy. Working with them. It's an honor to work with those guys, man. They're some pretty great people, and so I'm looking forward to it, man.
Hey, man. So tell me, man, why is Ray, his last fight, man, he won by like an armbar submission, and he's been inactive for about a year now.
Yeah.
What was he suffering with injuries or I mean?
And you know what? I'm not too sure, man. You know what? I just started working with him probably about 4 months ago, 3 4 months ago, and but as far as his previous fights, I really don't know too much about. But I think his last fight, if I'm not mistaken, uh, I think it was for Combate Americas. I'm not sure. I might be wrong, but
Hmm.
uh, definitely, man, I gotta do some backtracking. I just started working with them about 4 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, man, I saw a lot of video clips of you and him, man, and you're sharpening the guy up, man. You shot me. He's already a killer, man. But you're fine tuning. Like I saw you working like things with his jab. Trying to
Yeah,
really fine tune that. Um, so are you guys definitely looking to implement the stuff that you're putting into this next fight?
yeah, we're working different things. You know what I'm saying? I like to we're working different combinations, different movements. The goal is to be as an MMA fighter. The goal is to be the most awkward fighter. That way no one expects what you're gonna do. So yeah, man, there's some things that we're working on, but Ray Rodriguez, man, he was already a killer, man, before I got to work with him. I mean, he has some solid coaches, over there at Ohana, man, that have molded him really, really good.
Mm.
And I'm just able to work with him and sharpen him up and hopefully perfect his stand up game.
Wow. Okay. And notice, guys, Mittman Joe said perfect the stand-up game. This guy's the consummate perfectionist, man. He the consummate perfectionist, man. I mean, so Joe, how many fighters are you responsible for right now?
Actually, right now I'm in three different camps. I got well, actually, I just got into a different camp with the guy that's fighting. His name's Joshua Moreno. He's a boxer. He's an amateur boxer. I think he's ranked number 10 or 11 in the nation, if I'm not mistaken. He fights in Tennessee, October 7th. So I'm gonna start working with him tomorrow. So I got like 3 or 4 weeks just to help him out. And then I'm working with Roy Sarabia as his boxing coach. He fights October 13th in College Station. And then, I got the big opportunity, man, to work with Ray the Judge. He has that big fight for LFA October 19th. And then we got another guy that I'm working with, Chris Cortez. He's 2-0 as a pro, and he's fighting in Santa Fe, New Mexico, October 27th, man. So, yeah, man. I mean, I'm in pretty much in 4 different camps right now, man. And October's is going to be a pretty busy month for me. So I'm looking forward to it.
Now you talking about Chris? You talking about Chris Dirty Texas Cortez, right?
Yeah, that's him.
Hey man, Dirty Cortez. I mean, I'm sorry, Dirty Texas is a straight savage in there, man. Like that. Hey, that kid, man. He's 2-0, but man, that guy has got so much raw potential, man. So
Yeah,
much, man. Like I think he's gonna be one of the ones, man, that you're gonna be cornering, even up to the UFC level, man. Like he's pretty good, man. Like
yeah.
what?
He has a lot of potential. Like I said, man, I just became fortunate enough, man, to help these guys out with their stand-up game, man. And perfect their style. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it, man. Having a good, solid career with Chris Cortez. He has a lot, like you said, he has a lot of potential. He's definitely a prospect, man, a top prospect, to look out for.
Yeah, man. That's all the guys in your gym who I think, probably the most dangerous opponent for anybody is Cortez, man. It's Dirty Texas. I mean, he definitely come in there, man, and he's a physical presence, man. Like he come right in and
Yeah,
he's in your face. The two of his fights that I happen to catch, it's like, man, he's right there, man. He don't even get these guys time to set up. He don't get these guys time to think about what to do to him. He's right there. I mean, now what did you see in him when you first met, Cortez?
well, you know what, man? It was crazy because I also work with Joey the Celtic Predator. He's from Chicago but lives in Missouri right now. So whenever he has a fight coming up, he'll come out to San Antonio and I'll work a camp with him. And Joey was sparring at the gym, and it was his first day walking into the gym, and we just pretty much told him, "Hey, man, you wanna spar with Joey?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll spar with him." So he got in there, man. His first day in the gym, man, and got in there and sparred with Joey the Celtic Predator. And Joey's good. He's a really good boxer, man, from the East Coast. And hey, I mean, it was good. It was good work, I mean, for a kid just to walk into the gym the first day. Not, I don't know if he had been working out or what, but just to say, yeah, I'll do it. That already speaks volumes just of him alone. And he held his own, and after that we talked, and he wanted me to help him out with his camp as far as his striking goes, and here we are today.
Man. So Joe, who is my man Dirty Texas gonna be fighting on the 27th, man?
Man, you know what? Shoot, man, I have the name, but man, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? I'm right now. I'm in different camps, man. So the names right now are kind of just. He's fighting somebody out of Jackson Wink's gym or something like that.
Boy, that's your number one competition. Speaking of Jackson Winklejohn Gym, man, good grief. Yo, they're gonna start coming to you, man. Okay?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You're gonna get yourself established, man. And I'm talking about Joe. These LFA guys, they coming in, man. But these LFA guys, they gonna go to the UFC, man. And Joe, they're gonna have, I'm telling you, man, your work, man. I've seen your work firsthand, Joe. I've seen it. I don't think anybody in the state of Texas can match what you're doing, man. Dude, have you ever looked at yourself do mitt work, man? Like, have you ever looked at yourself on camera doing that mitt work?
Yeah, I have actually the videos that I put up. But I'm more, like I say, I always say it's not about me. It's about the fighter, you know. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just something that I learned and I picked up and I studied every day and you know, it's just I don't know. I'm just blessed, man. That's basically what it comes down to. You know, it's just a blessing. You know.
Well, Joe, you're also teaching these fighters a lot of awareness, man. You're teaching them, how to actually engage within the octagon or within a boxing ring. Like they're learning how to be patient with you, man. I'm just dude. The stuff that you be doing, bro. You in there, bam, 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 and then it's like you and the fighter, man. Y'all in like harmony, man. It's a beautiful thing to watch you do mitts, man. I see guys do mitts, and they may throw a couple of jabs here on the mitts, and then they stop, and then they reset. Joe, man, you got these guys like y'all doing this thing for a long time, man. A sustained mitt work, and I just find it fascinating, man. And maybe a lot of people don't get into mitt work like I do. Like I like mitt work, man. Um,
Yeah.
and I see why you got your name, Mittman Joe. I see why. Um, so man, I want to ask you about my boy Roy Ginger, my boy Roy the Ginger, man.
Yeah.
God, man, what? I mean, how did you hook up with Roy, man? Because this dude's also he's pretty impressive.
Well, he's been a fighter for Dominion MMA for a while, and so when I became the boxing coach at Dominion MMA, we pretty much, you know, I became his boxing coach, and from there we just been working together for probably about 7 8 months now, and that's pretty much how it started. He's definitely he has a lot of potential too. You know, he's definitely somebody to look out for too.
Yeah. Hey, man, and hey, well, you got so many fighters, man. I can just talk about. But as one, man, I want you to tell me about No Mercy Matt, man. My No Mercy Matt. That's a big dude, man.
Yeah, he's actually he hurt himself, so he's been out for a while, man, and he's looking to make a comeback here pretty soon. I'm not sure when, but he's pretty good, man. I mean, he has a lot of potential too, you know. But it's just sometimes these injuries, man, that these guys come across, and there's no telling when it's gonna happen. Sometimes it just happens, and you know they got to be out for like a month or two, and that's what really sucks right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I mean, he seemed like a good prospect. Well, I don't even think he's a prospect. That guy good, man. That guy good. He big and he's strong, man. Like, hey
Yeah.
Joe. So tell us, man. Without revealing too much of your secrets, man, because we can't give too much of your secret, man, because people got to pay for this, man. They got to pay for it. But Joe, what is people? Some people don't understand the art of mitt work, man, and they don't understand it the way you do it. So break it down to us, without revealing too much, man, of your secrets, man. What is the objectivity of doing mitt work?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, what is the benefit of a fighter doing mitt work, man? Like, like I see some guys, man, they tearing into the mitts, they're striking hard, but you do it, man, with so much finesse, man.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I mean, you know, I like to when it comes to mitt work, man. I mean, I like to make it as real as I possibly can. I like to get in there, and I like to also break a sweat, you know, and act like the fighter is actually in there with somebody, and make it as realistic as possible as I can for the fighter. You know, that's the. There's always time. I mean, we could showboat all we want, you know what I'm saying, and do all this fancy mitt work and this and that. But you know, if you're not going to be realistic with the fighter, you know, as a mitt coach, you know, then there's no point. You know, you got to make it as realistic as you possibly can with the fighter. You know, you got to adjust to the fighter as a mitt coach. You know, I've always said, you know, whenever I work with the fighter, you know, I'm not here to change your style. I'm here to perfect it. You know, so you got to make it as realistic as possible.
well, Joe, I mean, it's starting to catch on, man. I mean, you got people, man. You got people reaching out to you, man. Like they're asking you for private lessons. Okay,
Yeah.
people are asking you for private lessons, Joe. Like they're asking you, hey, Joe, how much does this cost, man? How much does it cost? Like Joe, I just gotta, I just gotta get around and see. I want to learn how to do this, man. Like, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, is everything? Are you like taking on like a whole lot more clients now than you have in the past?
Yeah, man. You know what? I have a lot of clients that I work with. I also help people with fitness. You know, help people get in shape. You know, there's people that want to learn self defense. I help them with self defense. You know, and you know, just in case they're ever out and about and they got to defend themselves. You know, they know how to defend themselves. You know, I got fighters that hit me up. You know, and ask me how much do I charge and where do I live and if I could travel and this and that. You know, so I'm up to anything, man. That's my thing too, man. I'm also a self contractor. You know what I'm saying? I travel and work with different fighters, man, and help perfect their style or whatever they need help with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do.
Wow. Now you got somebody here, Joe, and the reason why I keep looking down, I'm looking at the stream. It's a live stream, and so
Mhm.
people are physically leaving comments, man, as you and I talk. Now, one young lady, Genesis Green, man, hey, man, she itching to get, some work in with Mittman Joe, man. Um, so yeah, man, and she's saying that, Joe's amazing. That's the same thing I said because I mean, y'all don't even notice, man. This dude is responsible for Janice Gomez, her skill and her technique, man. This man right here crafted that technique. This guy right here, okay, and she was able to do what she did in that AKA fight, man. I'm telling you, largely because of what this man did right here. Okay, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass, Joe. I'm not, but when I see somebody who what they do, man, I gotta recognize it, man. I got to.
I appreciate that.
But Joe, who is the fighter, man, that you have that you're training right now that you know for a fact that they'll probably go to the next level? Say Bellator or the UFC.
Honestly, man, I believe all of them. You know, I believe in all the guys. You know, I believe they all have great potential. You know, it just breaks down to how much they want it. You know, um, so I believe in all the guys that I work with, man. I mean, whether they're from Dominion MMA or whether they're from a different gym, you know, I believe in all the guys. You know, and they all have a lot of potential. So I think, you know, the guys that I'm working with now, I think most of them are going to make it to the UFC. You know, but it's just basically the way I say it is whatever you put in, that's what you're going to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just basically up to them how bad they want
Now, Joe, speaking of this, how bad these people want it, man. Joe, you got 10 rules, man, that you follow by, man. You got
it.
10. And Joe, I've been reading them things. Matter of fact, the first time I followed you on Instagram, I wrote them down, man. But could you tell us, man? Could you tell everybody what are your 10 rules, man, for success when they enter your gym?
Man, you're gonna probably have to tell them for me, man, because golly,
Oh, I got
I
them right here. I got them right, man. I wrote these down, Joe. I got them hanging up on my mirror, man, because I looked at this. I said, damn, man. But you got 10 rules, man. The first one, be on time. Okay,
yeah,
and these are things that don't require you to be these are things that you can do that don't require you to be a star. Be on
yeah,
time,
yeah.
work
You don't gotta,
ethic.
yeah.
Okay, man, you can cut me off, man, if you want to. I mean, I don't care, man. You can
Sorry,
if you want.
dude, my bad.
No, go ahead, man. No, I'm saying you can interject, man.
Yeah, you know what? The that one be on time, man. That's like my main one, man. I cannot stand when a fighter's late. You know, especially to the gym. You got to be on time. You know, you have to. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is, man. That says a lot about a fighter that shows up on time. You know, it shows that he wants it bad. You know, if he shows up 10 minutes early to stretch, 15 minutes early to stretch, that's even better. You know.
Man, be on time, y'all. Hey, a lot of you guys in the comment thread, I bet y'all late to work every day. You can't work with Mittman Joe coming in late, man. Okay, he not gonna work. Genesis, if you want to deal with Mittman Joe, you need to be on time. Okay, I'm picking it. Now also another one is work ethic. Work ethic. That's the next one you had.
Yeah, man. Work ethic is very important, man. Work ethic travels with you throughout life, whether you're in the gym or you have a 40 hour a week job. You know, it doesn't matter. It follows you through life, man. How your work ethic.
Okay, and Joe breaking these down, man. Then you got effort. You got effort on there, man. I was like, Joe putting it down.
Yeah, I mean life. I mean it's life. You know, you got to put the effort in it, man. You got to. You got to give it all. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work out, at least you put the effort into it. You know what I'm saying? And you tried your best.
Okay. See, hey man, Joe breaking this down. These are seven. I mean, these are 10 rules, man. Okay, then you got body language. Now this one was interesting. Okay, now what's the deal with body language?
That's just some hood shit. Nah, I'm just playing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
the way you carry yourself, man, the way you walk around with your head held high, that speaks a lot of you. A lot about you. You don't want to walk with your head down low all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these fighters, they're role models to a bunch of kids or a bunch of people that want to be like them. And I like for the guys that I work with, to walk with your head held high. Body language speaks volumes of a person too.
Yeah, man. And I guess body language rolls right into energy, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now you got passion on there, man. Talk to us about passion, bro.
You got to have passion, man. You got to that's one of the top ones, man. You have to have the passion, man. You have to love what you do. You can't go to work, just in life. You cannot wake up every morning and if you don't have the passion to succeed and do what you got to do to be a better person, then what's the point, man? You have to wake up with passion, man. You have to wake up feeling blessed, ready to succeed and get to the next level.
Okay. Now he's God Almighty, man. I can tell you got passion, man, talking to you. And it's Joe. It's like every day, man. I get the messages, man. Like check this guy out, man. And I'm looking at another guy, man, that you just in there, man, and you molding somebody else, man. Okay, coachable, coachable.
Yeah, you have to be definitely you got to be coachable, man. You have to be willing to learn and progress whenever you make a mistake, if your coach, you have to be able to take constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be coachable. You got to be able to you got to listen. You can't be a smartass. You got to listen.
Yeah, man. You got a lot of athletes that don't listen, man, and some of them athletes, man, they get knocked the hell out, man. Not listening. I mean, your corner is important, man. People don't get that listening to your corner is important. Like,
Yeah,
like
very important.
have you ever had a fighter, man, that just, like, and I know no trainer even want to admit it. Have you ever had a fighter that got knocked out, man, because they didn't listen to you?
You know what, man? I don't I've never had a fighter that got knocked out. I don't think so. Uh, no, Oh, you know what? Yeah, man. You know what? I just lied to you. Um, uh, yeah, man. You got me. Yeah, there's one kid. I'm not gonna mention his name.
That's cool.
We had a game plan and he didn't stick with it, things happen, but you live and you learn. Now you know what, I got to listen to my corner. I got to stick with the game plan. But a lot of it has to do with being nervous, man. A lot of these kids, man, they get nervous, man, performing in front of a lot of people, and sometimes whenever your adrenaline starts pumping and you're inside the ring or the cage, man, you just forget sometimes about the game plan. You know what I'm saying? And you want to do your own thing, so it happens, man. It comes with learning.
Comes with the territory, man. Okay, now you got going the extra mile.
Yeah, man. Like if I tell you to give me 1,000 jumping jacks, you gotta want to do 1,500 jumping jacks. It's just the way life is. You're gonna go the extra mile. You never want to be content. You want to keep going and strive to be better.
Man, hey guys, y'all can't you look, man. Mittman Joe need to be charging y'all asses for this information, man. That's what he need to be doing. He need to put it in a book, man, and just charge it, because y'all getting good stuff, man. 10 rules, 10 fighter success rules, man. Okay, and the last one, being prepared.
Yeah, you have to definitely be prepared when you come to the gym. You have to be prepared just in life in general, man. You have to sometimes you got to expect the worst, but you got to be prepared for it to see how you're going to handle certain storms, certain obstacles that you go through. And it comes just in life in general, and it also comes in the gym. You got to be prepared. You got to bring your gear to the gym. You got to show up prepared, man, all the time. You have to.
Okay, guys, those are the ten fighter rules that Mittman Joe follows, and he sets those standards for each one of his fighters, y'all. telling y'all, man, you guys, y'all need to go back and when the video stream's over, go back and listen to these things again. And I actually got them written down. I actually had them written down when I saw them the first time. So I was, I'm like, man, this is good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Hey, man, there's a fighter that's in your gym, where he comes to your gym, and his name is the Celtic Warrior, like
That's Joey the Celtic Predator.
the Celtic Predator. That's the dude. Man, where in the world did you find this beast of a fighter, man?
Well,
Jeez.
it's funny how we met, man. I was Roy Sarabia fought in Missouri on a promotion, and we he actually beat the number one ranked guy in Missouri, and so we went and Roy beat him. And um, whenever they announced San Antonio, I guess Joey was in the crowd, and Joey had just told his wife that he wanted to move to San Antonio, and they announced San Antonio. So Joey told his wife, you know what, I want to talk to them. After that, man, we just pretty much started talking in the locker in the dressing room, and from there he followed me on Instagram. He liked my work, and about a month later, he was here in San Antonio. We did a 1 week training camp, or a 3 day training camp, I believe. Went back to Missouri. I became his boxing coach, and he came back for another camp, and he was here for about a week. Went back to Missouri. So, yeah, man, I'm his boxing coach, man. So he's definitely another prospect to look out for in the boxing world.
Yeah, man. Man, Joe, the reason why, man, actually, I admire your work because most of it is mostly your dedication to making a fighter better. And I think that's going to draw more fighters in, man. Dude, I'm telling you, because I was telling you like the last time I talked to you, yo, man, and I said what about 2 years, but man, I'm thinking about like another year. I think people are gonna flock, man. They're gonna want to know what can Mittman Joe teach me about my defense. What can Mittman Joe do for my jab? How can Mittman Joe increase my speed? Because you do a little bit of everything, but what is the first thing, Joe, when you take somebody you think, hey, this guy could be a good fighter? What's the first thing you start to teach this guy?
Shoot, the first thing I look at is the jab, man. To perfect that jab, the jab is very important. The jab sets up every combination. It sets up even kicks. The jab is the most important, man. I like to make sure that jab is like a slingshot.
Now, some people use the jab well and some people use it wrong. What's really the worst way that a person uses a jab?
Man, you know what? I seen some crazy jabs, man. The one of the main jabs that I see a lot of people or a lot of MMA fighters do. Since I've been working with MMA fighters, sometimes they have just a lazy jab. They hold it too close to their face. Like a little bit under their chin, a little, and they're already setting themselves up to either backpedal or for the takedown. So my thing is I like to try to teach these guys to kind of keep that jab out a little bit, to that way you could just pop it. The jab doesn't have to land all the time, but a lot of guys, even in the boxing world, man, a lot of guys, they have lazy jabs. You just gotta try to do what you can as a coach to take that away, or to fix it.
Wow. So like, I know if you get in there and you fight a guy with a lazy jab, man, I bet you licking your chops, man. You like, oh, this guy done.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 he is.
Wow. Yeah, and I guess some people they just kind of tend to forget how important the jab is. Um, in MMA,
Yeah,
man.
or
Now there are people here that follow MMA and they follow boxing here as well. What's the differences, man, between how you teach an MMA fighter to throw a jab and how you teach a boxer? Because I know the stances are different.
yeah, with with the MMA style, I kind of just teach the MMA fighter to keep the jab out, and keep popping that jab. A lot of these guys think that the jab, every punch has to land. The jab doesn't always have to land. The jab, you could just touch air with the jab, but it's in that guy's face, and it's gonna bother him. A lot of times when you throw a jab to an MMA fighter, the first thing he does is he backpedals, and you could either sidestep and knock him out with the right hand or whatever you want to do. A lot of these MMA fighters don't know how to use the angles the right way and stuff like that. So that's my thing, man. Is I teach them how to use the angles and perfect that jab.
Wow. You know, I have a lot of MMA guys, man. Boy, they diss the boxers. They diss them hard, man. Like Chael Sonnen, man. He was just talking about, man, that boxing is limited, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, I would like to see him get his ass in a boxing ring and see how limited a boxer really is, man. You know, and that just kind of threw me for a loop because I grew up in boxing as well, and I was offended, man. Like, well, you only got two hands and you can only do just one, two things, throw a right and a left. You know, I mean, dude, you know, I kind of I thought about it. Are boxers really limited? Like, dude, take us through, man. You know
Well, I
what
mean,
it takes for somebody. Okay, go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joe.
you know what, man? I mean, at the end of the day, they're two different worlds. You know,
Yeah.
you put a boxer inside of a cage. He has, to be able to adjust to be an MMA fighter, a solid MMA fighter, you have to have a good stand-up game. You have to be able to kick. You have to be able to wrestle. Brazilian jiu-jitsu has to be good. You got to be all around, you know. And when you get into the boxing ring, it's a beautiful technique to know to how to use your hands. You know what I'm saying? So, in the MMA world, you got to be ready for whatever. In the boxing ring, you just got to worry about two hands coming at you. You know what I'm saying? But it's a beautiful thing to watch, to see a guy use his angles right, to see a guy work his jab, to see a guy land the right punches and different stuff like that. So there's just two different worlds, man. I've learned to respect the MMA world a lot because some of the techniques that these guys learn, it takes years, man, for them to pick it up. For boxers too, man, to be able to be a solid boxer inside the ring and use your hands, man, that takes years too. You know what I'm saying? It's just not something that's built overnight. So I respect both, man, MMA and boxing. And I was actually that guy 2-3 years ago, man, that would talk shit about MMA fighters, about MMA, man, all these dudes, that. But when I crossed over to the MMA world, I started respecting the sport, man, because there's a lot of work that these guys put into it, man. Like being able to wrestle someone to the floor, being able to, work the ground game. That takes a lot out of a person. You know what I'm saying? So just for these guys to be able to put all that together and become a solid fighter, all around fighter, man, that's respect right there. So I respect both sides. I don't talk trash no more.
Man, that's what's up, man. Hey guys, he said he ain't talking no more trash, man. No more. So man, okay, now for one of your guys, man, that you're training, I don't know if you train him or not. I think you work with his mitts. Super bad, man. Super bad Mick, man. You
Oh,
train you
no, that was I wrapped his hands. He's a fighter he fights out of Ohana Academy, and I helped some of the coaches from a coach named John. Real cool dude, man. I believe he's the striking coach for Ohana Academy, and dude, that dude is a real cool dude. And whenever he needs me to go and wrap some of his fighters' hands when they're gonna fight, man, I do it right away. But he fights for Ohana Academy, and I just wrapped his hands up for the fight. He had a fight. I think it was September 8th. It was on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
damn, man. And you wrapped his hands, man. I mean, it seemed like he was pretty happy about that, man. Like how you wrapped his hands. I mean, because you got different guys that do the
Yeah,
hand wraps, man. And some people can do it, and some people they just do it differently, man.
yeah. My job is when I wrap a fighter's hands, it doesn't matter if I've worked with him or if I've never worked with him. If you're a fighter and you're going inside the cage or the ring, I'm gonna make sure your hands are taken care of. I'm gonna wrap your hands right. I don't want you to hurt your knuckles. I don't want you to break a wrist, and or anything. The metacarpals in the back are very important to protect. So it doesn't matter if I've worked with you or not, man. If I'm gonna wrap your hands, you're gonna get a solid wrap. You're gonna get one of the best wraps out there. That one of the best wraps I can do.
Man, man, Joe, boy, this is a wealth of knowledge and information right now, man. So Joe, you gave us some important dates, man. You know, could before I close it out, you gave us some important dates, and could you kind of retell us those dates again? Because how can we watch some of your fighters in action? Is there a way for LFA
I,
will allow us to do that?
yeah, I think LFA. I think LFA is gonna probably live stream Ray the Judge's fight. I'm probably on Facebook. I think it's gonna be televised on a channel. I'm not too sure. That's what I heard. Um, but usually all these promotions, man, they all televise. They all go live on Facebook.
Yeah, they'll probably go live on Facebook or. So I know LFA is usually Access TV. Okay, I know that. So yeah, they normally live stream.
Yeah, I think it is gonna be Access TV.
Okay, so those of y'all, don't be a cheapskate. You can live. I mean, it's gonna come on Facebook. Okay, Mittman Joe, his people, his fighters, they're gonna be in action, man. I mean, the 13th, the 19th, the 27th. Okay, you're gonna be a busy guy, Joe. With your schedule being so like just crazy like this, now you got a wife and you got kids, man. So I mean, how does your wife actually, like how does she feel like when Joe's always gone? Joe's working all the time.
Man, you know what? It's a trip, man, because she supports me, man. She wherever I go, she goes. If one of the guys is gonna fight, she's gonna go with me, man. That's just how it is, you know. She's my number one. She's my backbone. She's my number one fan. So she's my main. She's the main supporter, you know, through all of this. So she's always there with me when the guys fight. You know, and I've been blessed, man. Actually, you know, because it's hard to find that or just come across that in life. You know, a woman that will support a man in his career. You know, it's so I've been blessed to be able to come across that.
Wow. Hey, see, success. He found a helpmate that's gonna help him be successful, y'all. Some of you people in the comment thread, hey, treat your woman right, okay? Treat her right, man. Like this guy does. Joe does everything, man. Hey, Joe. Okay, now real quick, guys. I'm not gonna keep Mr. Mittman too long, man. But listen, if you guys got any questions for Mittman Joe, ask the questions right now, okay? Ask him the questions right now, and then he will gladly answer the questions, okay? I got my first question for you, though, man. What if somebody wants to be a trainer, okay? Somebody actually wants to do what you do. What's the first thing that a person would need to do, man?
Uh, Listen and be like one of my rules is be coachable. You know, I was fortunate enough to learn from Aaron Novato from Houston. He has a lot of top fighters, and he's from Maine Boxing Gym in Houston, and I would go to Houston, man, and just watch him work with the guys, watch him coach these guys. And you have to be coachable, man. If you want to be a solid coach, you can't act like you know it all. You gotta stay humble. You gotta remain humble, and you gotta learn from these guys that have been in the game for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what molds a solid coach.
So you just don't stay in Dominion all day, keeping to yourself. I mean, you go out there and you get more information from other guys
Yeah, well,
that's
man,
got knowledge.
I to be in the position I'm in, like me, I'm a coach, man. I'm a striking coach. I don't compete. I don't believe in competing with any other trainers, man. You know what I'm saying? If I could work with every trainer from every gym just to help perfect their fighters, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to compete with those guys. I'm here for the fighter. At the end of the day, it's about the fighter, man. That's what it all comes down to. So I've been fortunate and blessed to be able to work with different fighters from different gyms, and help perfect their style.
Wow, amazing, man, amazing. Okay, now you got a question from the Body Snatcher, man. That's his actual name, and he's an actual fighter. He's a boxer. He
Nice.
asked you. He said, "How do you teach your fighters to breathe properly when they hit the mitts?" That's a good question.
That is a good question. I never taught my. I'm just playing. Nah, it's just. You know, a lot of these. That's a cool name though, man. The body snatcher. I like that. Um, you know, a lot of these fighters, man. Whenever they hit the mitts, they get like they get anxious, man, just to keep going and going and going and land punches, and they forget about the breathing. You know, my job, I teach the fighter to stay composed, to take deep breaths. You know, to keep those deep breaths are very important. You know, if you're just breathing overs and overs and overs, you're just gonna break yourself down. You know, mentally and physically. You know, so my job as a mitt coach is to you know, teach them to be composed. If you teach a fighter to stay composed, then the breathing is going to come with it, comes with that, and then he's more calm. His breathing is excellent, and it goes from there.
Wow, that's a good question, man. Okay, this next question, Mittman Joe, is from Mr. 89 TV. 89 TV in the building, in the damn building, boy. He here. What kind of footwork drills? What kind of footwork drills do you do for boxers and strikers? Oh, okay.
I do a lot of I help with a lot of ladder drills. I do ladder drills. Um, pretty much, yeah, pretty much just stick with the ladder drills. That's what I do a lot of. And whenever I hold the mitts for these guys, I make sure that they use a lot of their angles and stuff like that. They're just always on their toes, moving around.
Okay. Good question, 89. Boy, y'all asking Mittman Joe some good question. Now he ain't going too deep now because you got to pay for it. Now you got to come see him. You know. But my next question is when did you have to learn when you started dealing with MMA fighters? Did you actually have to learn anything about the ground game? You know, anything about submissions? Did you have to learn that aspect of MMA, or do you just keep it striking?
I just keep it. I just keep the striking, man. I let the experts, you know, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu experts, the wrestling experts. I let them do their thing, and I do. I just stay focused on the. My thing is this to make their job a lot easier and not have to not let it go down to the ground. You know, just
Mm.
to end it standing up.
Okay. So you actually okay. So Tay Tay asked about BJJ. He don't teach BJJ. He just said that he'll let the experts do it. So you actually boxing, Muay Thai, and you know how to like takedown defense. Then that's what you.
Is that a question towards me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, what I did was going back to that question. I just, you know, there's whenever I see these guys doing wrestling or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, whatever it is, I try to see how can I prevent a takedown? You know, what can I do to help the fighter when he's standing up? If he fights a wrestler and the guy tries to shoot in on him, or Brazilian jiu-jitsu, he tries to shoot in on him, what can I do to prevent that? You know, to help the fighter out. So yeah, man, I actually I look at what they do a lot. But I have there's some things that I teach the guys that I kind of I'll keep that limited. And as far as them going down to the ground,
Wow,
can't give
man,
away
Joe.
secrets.
He said he can't give away all his secrets. Y'all got to pay him. And speaking of that, speaking of that, Mitt, man, if somebody they want to reach out to you, man, they serious. They want to reach out to you. They got the bread. What they got to do to get a hold of you, man?
I'm on Instagram under Mittman Joe. Just follow me and shoot me a message. Um, Serious inquiries only. You know, you got to be serious and you got to be willing to get to that next level. You know, yeah, but yeah, I'm open. I'm willing to help anybody, man. To tell you the truth.
Man, look, man, Joe said, serious. He ain't got time to be playing. He always on time, okay? You gotta have some passion. You gotta be coachable, okay? He not fooling with you, man. Don't waste this man time, okay? Because this man, he taking time away from his family. He's in this thing, man. This is his life, okay? This is his life. He does this day in and day out. He don't play, the fight game, okay? This man lives the fight game. This every day. This is every day, man. So guys, please don't waste the guy time, because anybody that tell me that they're in the Texas area, I immediately tell him to go look you up, okay? And I'm sorry, his information is up on the screen. Sorry about that. Anybody in Texas, I just tell him to
Appreciate
go
that.
to you, man, because I know you gonna tell them the truth, and you gonna give them, you gonna bring the best out of them. So anybody in Texas, okay? I'm sending you to Mittman Joe. I'm not sending you to all these other places, man, where you can't even get the head guys. I'm sending you to a guy where he is the guy. He gonna come work with you, and he gonna pull it out of you. Y'all better get it now, because Mittman Joe finna be an icon soon, man, and you ain't gonna be able to get to him that fast. I'm telling you, it's a ground floor opportunity. Well, Mittman, man, this your time. This your time, man, to shout some people out, man. Whoever you want to, man.
Yeah, you know what, man? I want to give a shout out to the fighters that I work with, man, for giving me the opportunity to help them with their boxing, and to your viewers, man, that are looking and took the time to just watch us talk, you know what I'm saying, and to the guys that threw out the questions, I appreciate you guys. I want to give a shout out to my family, my beautiful wife, for always being there for me, no matter what. I also want to give a shout out to you, bro. You're a good man. I appreciate you, man, and thank you for everything that you do. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. If I forgot anybody, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? But there's a list of just people, bro, I could give shout outs to all day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a greedy trainer, bro. I show love to everybody.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, as long as you still putting out stuff, as long as you still got your dream, man, I'm gonna promote you every chance I get. If there's a fighter in Texas, I'm sending them to you, man. Especially if somebody's trying to get in the game, I'm gonna send them to you, man. Or if anybody they look to refine their skills, I'm gonna tell them, look, you got to go to San Antonio, okay? This is the guy. And you can ask, man, anybody that they know me, that they live in Texas, and they say, oh, I'm looking for a striking coach. I said, Mittman Joe. That's the first person I thought about, Mittman Joe. I've seen your work, man.
Appreciate it.
I've seen the work. I've seen what happens when people follow your program. Non-stop success, man. So,
Appreciate
man,
that. And also, one other thing too, any fighters like in different states, man, and y'all need some help, or if I could help your trainer out in any way as far as with the striking, if we could collab in any way, I'll do it, man. It's not, I don't got to be the guy to work your corner. I don't have to be any of that. If I could just help you become a better fighter in general, like I said, I'm not here to compete with any trainers or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's about the fighter and only the fighter, and getting the fighter to where he needs to be, in the fight game, So, I'm available to go anywhere in the country, even if it's outside of the country. Y'all let me know, and I'm there. We'll make it happen.
Body snatcher. You a boxer, body snatcher. Hey, man, Mittman Joe can help you refine some stuff, man. This man ain't playing around, okay? He not playing. When he tell you he will go, he will go. Like, you were just out of town a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I'm out of town all the time. Actually, I'm leaving. Well, I'm actually headed to California.
Yeah, he going to California. And another guy that they showing you some love, man. My man TJ347, man. He show you a lot of love. He was showing you love when you came on the first time, man. TJ347 in the building,
Appreciate
man.
That.
Hey, man, they appreciate you, man. Shout out to all you guys right here, man. Guys, this is Mittman Joe. I'm telling you, man, y'all better etch this name in y'all brain, man. I'm telling you, this dude finna be on TV, man. He finna be coaching some of the top fighters in the world. He already coaching them. You just don't know about him yet. That's why we here now trying to, do whatever we can do, man. But I appreciate this guy, man. For taking time, giving me an interview. Because, I'm underground MMA, A lot of people don't know about me, but you know what? We growing. And I appreciate Joe taking his hard time, man, just to talk to me for about, 50 minutes to an hour, man. It's trust me, man, it's much appreciated, man. I was preparing for this interview. I said, man, I gotta make sure, man, that it's time well spent for Mittman Joe, man. It gotta be, man.
I appreciate it. Anytime I get to speak with you, man, or just just talk to you, man, it's always a good time, bro. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said again, I appreciate all your viewers, man, for the good comments and just for taking the time out their day, man, because I'm sure they got families too, or they got jobs, or they're probably at the gym training, or just it's Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And just for taking that time out today when they could be doing something better to watch this interview, man. I appreciate that. Nothing but love, from me to you guys.
Man, you guys are amazing, man. Man, Joe, one last thing, man. One final thing. Could you say your name and could you say you're watching Coach Shelton Harrison?
What's up, everybody? This is Mittman Joe from San Antonio, Texas, and I am watching Coach Harrison.
My dude, my mother. Oh,